Hey my friend, it's Brando Linick here. You're searching for how to start a small fast food business, and I'll be talking about that in this video. I'll be talking about also some important principles, concepts you have to know when it comes to building a business in a lucrative fashion, so you're not just building a business but you're also building a life at the same time. I've seen a lot of people who don't learn what I'm about to share with you start fast food businesses, start other different types of businesses out there, and they're working harder than their employees, or they're just working consistently after like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years still, 14, 15, 16-hour days, and it's just not a pretty sight. It's not the dream lifestyle, and you're going to want to learn this stuff. You're going to want to pay close attention. So all jokes aside, all things aside, when it comes to a fast food, like a small fast food business, not a franchised one, but even if you were to look at a franchised one, you're also going to consider the overhead associated with the business model. And having had families start their own small fast food businesses, I'll tell you, having seen the price range from anywhere, you're looking at supplies, equipment, ovens, stoves, all these things and more, fridges, freezers. It can cost you anywhere from, it's going to differ obviously depending on the equipment, supplies, and also location where you're located, but it can cost you anywhere from $50,000 up to and over $250,000 to start. And if you don't have that type of money, I would advise you, alright, because it is a profitable business model, once you have your brand out there, people know who you are, I would advise you, if you don't have the budget set aside for it, not to go get a loan, not to finance. Having seen people do that, and you know what they say, 99.9% of businesses, small businesses, fail because most people, that's what they do. They go through that and they can't pay off their debts and their loans, so they just go back to getting a job, which I wouldn't advise you to do either, but obviously you got to build it up somehow. But I would not, regardless, I would not advise you to go get a loan to start a business. It's not a pretty way to do it, and I wouldn't advise you to take 10-15 years to pay off that loan and that debt. So that's just my first biggest tip, but that's essentially the foreground and the layout of actually starting a fast food business. You got to look at your overhead, how many customers you're going to need to cover that overhead, and also pay yourself. And if you don't have the budget set aside, I can't emphasize it enough, the best thing that you could do if you're looking at starting a fast food business because you just want to be in business for yourself, if that's really what you're looking for, then I've got a lead I want to throw your way here before you consider a fast food business. And if you hear me out here for just 1 minute, alright, the lead I want to throw your way here is actually to look towards and learn the skill of building a business online. And what happened was, for me, my experience with this over the last 13 months was when I transitioned from a traditional business to an internet business. I came across a person who was building a business on the internet without any of that crazy overhead, alright, like tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, or dealing with supplies and equipment and employees, all those things, without dealing with any of those things. And because they weren't dealing with that, their profits and their income was through the roof, making a high multiple six-figure income, traveling around the world, and building a business at the same time. And because they were doing that, living the lifestyle of like a freedompreneur, I guess you could say, where they have freedom and they're an entrepreneur and building a business and just having that lucrativeness, it was attractive to me. I reached out to them for help, luckily got it back, and in a period of just a couple weeks after that, not average, not typical results, but I was able to create, with their help, a full-time income business online, working part-time, and actually put my traditional business I had been running for the last couple of years off to the side, onto the back burner. And those results, they required work. I did have to learn some things. I'll be completely transparent with you. But like in a fast food business, you got to learn stuff, you got to put in work. The cool part was what I had to do. I didn't need, like I said, tens of thousands of dollars to start the business, and I didn't have to be limited to a location where, with a fast food business, you're limited to a location until you build up enough equity and volume in your business to where you can consider franchising. That can take you a long time to do, and I didn't have to do that. Alright, so just a little bit of a perspective I figured I would share with you, especially, like I said, not just if you don't have the budget, but if you're just looking at getting started in a fast food business, if you're looking at it only for this reason, because you want to start a business and be in business for yourself, but do so in a way that creates time, freedom, leverage, and flexibility, if that's what you're really looking for, the internet is the best model you could tap into. And with the right guidance and help, you can create a very lucrative business fairly quickly. It doesn't take that long, but like I said, it does require work still. You do have to learn some things. But if you're not afraid of that, and you're following me here, all right, if you're coachable, if you're willing to learn some things, if you've got that like entrepreneurial drive, if I'm talking to you and that's you and you're shaking your head, yes, Brando, what are you going to say? Then connect with me on my site. Check it out. If you want to learn exactly what was shown to me going back 13 months ago from a high multiple six-figure earner who's building a business online and still is today, and if you want to get introduced to them and what they shared with me as well, make sure you check out my site. It is 123marketingtips.com. I'll put a link in the description below, and I look forward to connecting with you from there. But that set aside, I look forward to seeing your success story and seeing you on the beach of the world. Take care.